Sonic six shooters. Music has flowed in my veins for as long as I can remember. Not a day goes by where I don't get caught up in a moment of sonic bliss and step outside of myself. Quite simply, it has become my dog whistle. Songs have a way of capturing moments in time and securing them forever, even if they are temporarily forgotten. Soundtracks have become as essential as food in my adult life with their wordless scores, allowing me to capture that film moment and repurpose it to fuel myself. Like the pulsating rhythm of the Atlantic, music would flow with my current moods and pendulum swings of emotions, always constant and always scoring that exact moment in my life. Much like movies, it has always had the ability to transport me down a six-lane emotional highway, arriving at a destination filled with love, sadness, reflection, aggression, softness, and inspiration. When I first came upon music, it was delivered through the speakers of my dad's transistor radio. The backyard patio would find little Jimmy and Rusty sitting across from his mom and dad as they sat around the radio, much like they did with its big brother, the floor model Zenith. Except there was no image, no visual storytelling, just voices and sounds allowing for the listener to create their own. For little Jimmy, it was an angelic voice that first pierced his young, tiny heart. The voice of the Carpenters, Karen Carpenter, would drift effortlessly out the black speaker mesh and begin to dance in the thick summer air. It was music for the soul, and Jimmy would watch Lee and Carolyn close their eyes and be transported to where only they knew. As he began to get older, Jimmy started to latch onto music as much as his trusty sidekicks. In his high school days, his musical collage began to expand with his love of Lionel Richie, Neil Diamond, Journey, and a rock band from Canada. No, not the trio known as Rush, but another powerful rock trio called Triumph. With Gilmore on drums, Mike Levine on bass, and the one and only Rick Emmett on guitar, this was the band for Jimmy. And come to think of it, Steve and Ed as well. It was good old-fashioned rock, and it was written with uplifting and inspirational lyrics that would intertwine with his day-to-day adventures while he was fighting the good fight, never surrendering, and carrying on the flame with a certain magic power, leaving most spellbound. And as time goes by, Jim never forgot to hold on, even when it appeared he was headed into nowhere. This band was his battle cry, and although this band was his battle cry all through high school and beyond. It wasn't until later when two other rock bands would take the altar of Jimmy's ongoing personal anthem. During that amazing Cinderella year back in 1989 with the Boys in Blue, Jimmy would come across a band that literally impacted his life more than any other. Who killed Sister Mary? Was the question that rockers all over the world would be asking themselves. This was it, ladies and gentlemen, the definitive rock concept album that took storytelling to a whole other level. Among a musical scene of cheesy lyrics and screaming nonsense came a thought-provoking story. The depth, darkness, and intelligent weaving of the current political landscape in this concept album is heralded as one of the greatest rock albums of the 80s and beyond. Queensryche's magnum opus, Operation Mindcrime, centered around a secret underground revolutionary faction bent on political assassination. Their crusade was carried out by homeless street addicts, with a drug den masquerading as a church to distribute heroin and manipulate weary soldiers into seeking salvation. At the center of it all was a love story between Nicky and his needle of redemption, Sister Mary. If the concept album alone didn't stand out enough to lure people in, there was the double axe attack of leading guitars that created a sonic canvas with their searing dueling riffs and harmonic inflections worthy of the gods. But it was the man himself that delivered the soaring vocals and emotional depth of the characters. There are singers, there are even rock gods, but there is only one true god to ever hold a microphone. Jeff Tate was unparalleled in his ability to hit a 4-octave range, deliver power and grace while letting the music and his soul speak the stage. Uh, while letting the music and his soul speak with stage commanding emotion and presence. His operatic style and thinking man's lyrics lifted this band way ahead of its time. Jeff would become another hero to Jim through the years, and one he dreamt of meeting. To say I was obsessed would be an understatement. The very next day, I drove to the record store and bought all their cassettes and began to go all in, losing myself in their music. They took a seat at my table of heroes, and their music has never left my side. I did eventually meet my hero. It was around the same time as I was grieving my own murdered nun. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Sideline that one for now.